Zulu, the best cultural practice in South Africa. The Zulu people are an indigenous tribe from South Africa known for their rich culture, language, and history. They originated from the Bantu-speaking people from Central Africa, settled in present-day KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. Their language is isiZulu or Zulu language. Their traditional clothing are made from animal hides, beads, and colorful fabrics. They have traditional music and dance, drums, singing, and tribal dances. For example, in Lamu, their cuisines are maize-based dishes, fermented milk, and meat. They practice a patriarchal social structure with respect for elders and ancestors. Here are the best cultural practices of the Zulu. 1. Umhlanga, or reed dance. Umhlanga is a significant cultural ceremony in Zulu tradition celebrating womanhood, virginity, and community unity. This annual event was established in 1948. The Umhlanga, or reed dance, takes place at the royal capital near Nongoma. This traditional ceremony is performed by young women from all parts of the land to perform in front of the king and his guests. Women collect reeds from nearby rivers and streams. Women wear intricate beadwork headdresses and traditional clothing. Women practice traditional dances, songs, and chants during the ceremony. Women carry reeds to the king's kraal homestead. Women perform traditional dances, singing and chanting. Women present reeds to the king. The purpose of this event is to promote pride and virginity and to restrain from sexual relationships. Beadwork is a prominent attire that is worn at the Umhlanga. The beadwork is worn by the dancers as well as the guests. After the dance, the king uses time to speak to the people of the land. 2. Indlamu. Indlamu is a vibrant and dynamic traditional Zulu dance that showcases the culture's rich heritage and history. Historically, it was performed on numerous occasions, especially when warriors prepared for war or when a harvest was celebrated. The dance is characterized by energetic movements, intricate footwork, vibrant traditional attire, rhythmic singing and chanting, and storytelling through dance. The dance is characterized by the dancer lifting one foot over his or her head and bringing it down sharply, landing squarely on the downbeat. Typically, 2 dancers in warriors' pelts perform Indlamu routines together, shadowing each other's moves perfectly. Traditional attire for Indlamu dance are isikolo, that is traditional clothing, ibedi, or beadwork, amagspo, or headdresses, izinbomu, or anklets, amakosana, or traditional shoes. The instruments used are izingoma, that is drums, amadinda, which is called xylophone, izitom, which is known as flutes, azigupu, or shakers, and a malathi, or traditional rattles. The Indlamu dance helps to preserve cultural heritage, promote community unity, showcase traditional attire and adornments, honor ancestors and heritage, encourage social bonding and cooperation. 3. Ulwaluko. Ulwaluko, the traditional circumcision and initiation from childhood to adulthood, is an ancient initiation rite practiced by the Zulu and other tribes in South Africa. The ritual is traditionally done as a teaching institution to prepare young males for the responsibilities that accompany manhood. The initiates are called abakwetha. In isiXhosa, aba means a group, and kwetha means initiate. A single male in the group is known as an umkwetha. A male who has not undergone initiation is referred to as inkwenkwe, or boy, regardless of his age, and he is not allowed to take part in male activities such as tribal meetings and other gatherings. The initiation ritual is commonly conducted during late June, early July, or late November, early December. During the ritual process, the traditional surgeon or Insibi surgically removes the foreskin of the male genital. After the cut is made, the period of seclusion that follows spans for 1 month and is divided into 2 phases, but this is rarely the case in modern times, where it usually lasts at least 4 weeks. During the first 7 days, the initiates are confined to a hut or boma, and the use of certain foods, for example meat, is restricted, but this may differ as certain homes have their own beliefs or ways of doing things. Water may also be restricted. This phase culminates in the Ukojiswa rite, during which food taboos are lifted, marking the transition to the second phase that lasts a further 2 to 3 weeks. During these phases, the initiates are looked after by the Ikankatha, or traditional attendant. The termination of the period of seclusion commences when the boys are urged to race down to the river to wash themselves yet again, depending on the location, the hut, or boma, and the initiate's possessions are burnt, including their clothing. This symbolizes a new outward appearance the initiates must take on. It is even customary for the initiated to dress very formally for a set period of time. After the rite, each initiate receives a new blanket and is now called Ikarwala singular, which means new man, or Amakarwala plural, which means new men. For Umabo, Umabo is a traditional Zulu wedding ceremony rich in cultural significance and rituals. Umabo has different phases. First of ritual, the pre-wedding rituals, which begins with lobola, that is bride price negotiations between families for bride price. Ukukonsisa is the introduction, where groom's family introduces themselves to bride's family. The second phase is the wedding day is the Umabo ceremony, where the bride and groom exchange vows witnessed by elders. The bride wears Isidwaba traditional skirt, and groom wears Amabashu traditional clothing. Elders invoke ancestors' blessings. The third phase is the post-wedding rituals, which is integration, where the bride joins the groom's family. Ukukagsisa, or gift giving. The groom's family presents gifts to bride's family. This brings about unity and strengthens bond between families. It helps the cultural heritage and traditional practices to be preserved. 5. Ukubuyasa. Ukubiesa is an important Zulu cultural practice that involves honoring and communicating with ancestors. Ukubiesa means ancestor worship or ancestral invocation. This is done to honor ancestors, seek guidance and protection, express gratitude, and maintain cultural heritage. The rituals involve sacrifices of animal or food offerings, prayer and invocation, ancestral calling to communicate with ancestors, and libation, which is pouring liquid offerings. The Ukubiyasa practice connects living with the dead, ensures ancestral blessings and protection, preserves cultural traditions, promotes family unity and respect. 6. Mbizo. Mbizo is a significant traditional Zulu gathering or meeting promoting community and familial unity. Mbizo means community gathering or meeting. The purpose is to discuss community issues, resolve conflicts, share knowledge and ideas, and strengthen family and community bonds. It is a gathering called by the king of traditional leaders. Mbizo helps to foster respect for elders, open communication, consensus decision-making, and cultural performances, singing, dancing. It fosters unity and cooperation, preserves cultural heritage, promotes social cohesion, and encourages collective problem solving. In conclusion, these practices highlight the rich cultural heritage traditions of the Zulu people. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more.